40 chess. Yeah. 40 chess. 40 chess. Let's get it.
Yo, is that Tito?
40 chess. 40 chess. Hey. 40 chess. This a trade show. Patreon where the trades go. Tap in and watch. That's what you came for. Ain't gotta say my name. They know my name, bro.
What's good, man?
We got McNutted in ATM. Always start off the show with a trade from them. You should always make sure that your trade is in. Patreon, why not be a Patreon? Know you wish you could spend every day with them. Tap in and say what you gon' say with them. South Harmon can fill up a stadium. Next time you log in, make sure that you bring a friend. We about to kick off, let the day begin. Go follow the socials. 40 Chess FF is posted. If your trade is an F, you get roasted. Go like and subscribe for the crew. Apple, Spotify, and the YouTube. You know Cooper got the warp too. Let us give you a walkthrough. 40 Chess. This is 40 Chess.
What's good, everyone? Happy late Saturday night. It is the Dynasty Trade Show. These championship games going on right now. Not the greatest. Not the most
What a good time to do some trades, you know? Let's talk about some trades, you know?
Jesus. I watched the dude puke on the field. He's puking. It's the first half. Why are we puking?
Conditioning must have been light this year, you know? Tough.
Man, out partying night before the Big Ten championship game. Good job.
Well,
good job, buddy.
To be fair, I guess, what do they mean when you got 12 teams going to the playoffs now, you know?
That's true. What do they actually mean? It means Boise State's getting a bye. So, yay for that. Just what we all wanted to see.
Remember the last time? Feels like a long time ago, but every time Boise State actually gets, you know, the place that you feel like they're supposed to get or that they should get for their season, they immediately remind you why they weren't supposed to be there pretty quickly. So
we'll find out.
We'll find out
about the playoff is we're gonna find out. That's for sure. But
for damn sure, T-Rock's here.
Ooh,
Shakir straight up. Mike, remember when you and I were saying, what was it, 2 weeks ago? I'm starting to come around on this Shakir thing a little bit. How about this?
Fuck it. Fuck it. I mean, it's contender season, Adam. It's my favorite time of the year.
Was good, DB. I think best ball and lineup will kind of be a determining factor for some of these too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a effing slut for some late night trade show. What's up, Skeletor? Let's go. We got Alan Kuhn here. We got Monkey Pack.
You think he's been enjoying himself this Saturday?
Oh, Skeletor, 100%. Mm-hmm. There's one thing. I should say, I know a little bit more than one thing about Skeletor, but if there's only one thing I know, he's been enjoying himself. Mike, let's say this. We're going to start off with a Savage on Savage crime. We got no Mike and ideals. I have a feeling, Mike, this week I had some offers and almost all of our leagues that have no deadline, I'm holding out. Like, I'm holding out for another week or two. So, That's partly the reason why I don't have any trades done so far. And honestly, even in the leagues with the deadline on the line, Mike, I'm waiting until tomorrow. Like, I'm trying to get some trades done right before the fucking thing's over. So,
I'm same boat with you, man. Like, I just don't have a lot of motivation in some of these leagues, even with deadlines. Like, there's a couple, like the Expo League's got a deadline. Somebody just offered me a trade in there. But, like, it's the obvious, like, Mo, you're competing, I'm rebuilding. Let me try to fleece the fuck out of you.
Yeah,
I'm good, man.
Here, I need to reset my clock on your dime. So let's do that.
I had a big money deal that was like, it was going to make the trade show. I was all excited for it. There was some nice countering back and forth. And then, the manager just pushed me one too many times. You know what I mean? Like, just kept trying to nickel and dime me. So I just rejected it.
That son of a bitch.
Of course, they said the deal that I originally sent back, and I just go,
you know what? On third thought, nah,
fuck you.
That's always my favorite. That is like rarely happens, but if the ATM was ever to backfire, Mike, that's how it can. Like,
yeah.
By the way, Fizzle's not wrong. We got the info So Mike,
I'm working out.
we gotta figure this out because he's not wrong.
Here's the easy thing, right? It's a pretty common size ballast.
Yeah.
Right? Something that's not very expensive. And I happen to work at a place with a maintenance department and some electricians. So I will take that baby into work on Monday, and we should be cooking sometime mid part of next week. Not cooking like the sign got cooked.
Well, the one thing is, I don't know if you saw I saw the place we got it through, MK Neon. We'll shout them out once there's a problem with our stuff too, right? You know, like, hey.
Yeah.
But we got 2-year warranty on the website, so we're within the time frame. They should everything, whatever should be needed, should be covered. That's all I have to say about it.
Let me see if I can mess with these lights, Eddie. You know what I mean? Like, can I change the key lights to get the vibe right? Is that better? Is that too white?
He's cooling it down. I don't know. Fizz, you gotta tell Mike here. I think the other way of the two.
We can go in reverse.
Oh,
let's brighten it up.
Dear God!
Now he
looks like he's in there's like fire on him. Okay, it's like what? Let's see if we have any fire deals. Patreon.com/South Harmon if you want to show off or ask our opinion of the trades that you were dealing with in your leagues. Savage on Savage Crime here, Mike. Let's see what we got. We got Oldak versus Slemmo. 12 team, Superflex, PPR, half tight end premium, lineup start 12. Respect my Dynasty. Nico, a first, a second, and a third. Or Drake May, Jonathan Brooks, and a 2026 first. Now, what I really like about this is every pick involved, including the 26 going the other way, they're all this Ultra FF. So, speculatively, even if this is an early or a late, we're talking about the same thing, really. I mean, now, granted, in 1 year, it could end up being the 101 versus the 106, right? Like, there's always a case of that from 25 to 26, but at least it's from the same general team.
I tried to get cute and type in Ultra FF into the lab, just on the happenstance that this guy only plays in 5 leagues. You know what I mean? Easy to find. 304. So, nope.
Nice.
Nope. Not searching that way.
I'll tell you one thing, man. We could have used those lights when Mike was typing this in and he saw 304. Like, that face just gets fucking flame red. Like, imagine trying to go through 304 in the lab on a live show. That would be awesome.
It's a Saturday night. I went out, had a daddy-daughter date night. My wife went out drinking.
Good for you. Let's go.
So me and the little one, we went out to dinner, and I also drank. A responsible parent. I had my one blue moon, big tall one.
You had a blue moon? Dude, Blue Moon's actually some good shit.
But we got back and keep the party going, She ate ice cream and I had more vodka.
I mean, it sounds exactly like what both customers ordered,
Exactly.
So
we're both happy. We're both going to go to sleep tonight feeling good.
I like this. Curious, though, did you figure out, okay.
Ultra FF's number 1 team in the league right now. 10-3.
So these are late picks. Well, late pick for this year.
Could be early in 26.
That's what I was just gonna say. The one thing is that maybe it's a one of these aging out contenders, right? Where
so there's no draft capital. We see all his good draft capital getting traded in this trade.
I mean, all of his draft capital, good or bad, it's all gone.
His quarterbacks are Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, and Will Levis. Adam.
Wow, we're talking about we're talking about teetering, right? Teetering. That's like Mike's teetering right now on some Blue Moon, some vodka. Well, how long?
Fine for 25.
Well, it's fine now. Yeah, there's no other options. The only I guess saving grace this has going into 26 is like first round quarterbacks. We got maybe 2, so it could just be a duck goose deal where you're just finding new homes, but there's definitely a lot of risk. I think I like the idea though a lot more for Oldak's side, at least with that pick. Okay.
Yeah, Slemno competing, Oldak rebuilding too.
Now let me ask you this: this 25 first is late in second and third, in a lineup start 12 like this. Mm-hmm. I think obviously now we want to play 4D with that and flip it, but I still think that should buy you quite a bit in a start 12, right?
Yeah, I would imagine you should be able to get one more piece, one more good piece in here that you could start pretty solidly. Right now, I mean, it's by Mageddon too, but
We're
like
live.
Yeah, like live. Not like pre-recorded and then says it's live. No, like live. We see you. But that first and second in this, he's still got time if the trade deadline hasn't passed to make another move, get another piece. So I don't necessarily hate it for Slum, though. He's getting a fucking hammer at wide receiver.
What's his quarterbacks like?
Caleb and Jaden. And then Aiden O'Connell and Penix on the bench.
Okay. I mean, we're past. Those guys are past the buys. I mean, it's risky because of injuries, but I can get behind it a little bit here. Where, like, okay, realistically, right? You like having your quarterback 3, but we're going into the final 3-week stretch here. I also don't want to have a guy like that just sitting, waiting in the wings. If Aiden O'Connell starts the rest of the year, honestly, Mike, that actually works out really well, right? Which side do you like here? Or are you a fan of both sides?
I'm gonna split it right down the middle. Right, if I'm a contender, as Slim is, I like this move for him. Especially if you can take that first, second, third, and turn them into something right now.
I would love to know, you know what? I would love to know if this is you have to trade that by Sunday, or I guess Monday, or if you have the playoffs to work with. You got the playoffs to work with. I really love this trade.
It looks like, just pulling it up on the lab, he's already sent away the third. Now I don't know what for, but the third isn't there. So he's got the first and the second from Ultra F still. And if I'm old Dak, I do this. I move Nico Collins for Drake May, and I take that first, second, third, and it turns me into what I'm going to bet against this Ultra F guy with his terrible fucking quarterback room in 2 years. So Johnson Brooks is whatever, cool, got him. Late second, fuck, I'd pay that price. So if you want to cancel those dudes out, but you turn that first into, I would take, honestly, if I'm in a rebuild, I'd take Drake May straight up over Nico Collins. No offense, Nico. Not trying to disrespect him at all.
Interesting.
But I'm riding the Drizzy train, man.
Yeah, I'm taking Nico over May still for sure. I guess the thing is, though, the 26 first part of it, actually, and knowing there's upside there, even if it doesn't cash out, right? Just having the idea of this being more of a mid pick and in a different class than this year is a big deal for me personally. One, I get Drake May as a young quarterback. Then 2, I have a chance to probably get some quarterbacks or young pieces that are not a late 25 pick is a fine piece, right? I'm not going to act like it's a piece that I don't want to have. But if I can put off the fact of having to draft it in a rebuild, right? Now I have liquidity again, and then I can make it where the scenario becomes next year, well, shit, his team's falling apart. Oh, buddy. Those are the type of picks where having that type of asset and moving it at the right time is honestly one of the most exploitable things in Dynasty if you can actually find a way to thread that needle, because that person doesn't have his future. He's finally not in contending mode, doesn't know what to do. I'll help you. I'll help you figure out what to do. You got to come to Big Papa,
I thought this was a pretty good deal all around for him.
I also love it from Slemmo's side for the
warp. Surprisingly, in this league for a start 12, quarterbacks are actually pretty good.
No, I was just gonna let's do a little show you guys right up on the screen here. Yeah. I mean, you look at that line, Mike. I mean, that's interesting. Really interesting to me.
So just another point when I say that I'd trade Nico straight up for Drake May.
Yeah, seeing the warp on this, it's this is more reasonable to say, hey, I'll take Drake over Nico. I still see how the one thing is this is multi-year too. Now, if you go to single year, it's going to be a lot worse because the wide receivers were bad this year.
It doesn't start. It doesn't start till about 7.
Till about 7, okay.
Yeah, and then the wide receivers are better than quarterbacks.
So I mean, the thing is, Nico, I think still, I would very much argue Nico as a top 7 receiver in Dynasty at this point. So that's why I think I still, even in a format like this, would take Nico ahead of May. But when you see the quarterback line looking a lot better like this, the quarterback scoring for whatever reason, depending on the format, in a start 12 too, scoring's got to be weighted there pretty good. I think it's a good trade for both sides. I definitely understand how with Nico though. He's one of the difference makers. But man, just look at this. This is single year AWAR. Oh shit! I'm looking at the wrong one. Okay, give me the league again.
Respect my Dynasty.
My Dynasty. Okay. Did you run it already? It should be quick then.
Yeah.
Looking at Shit Auction 7. Are we live? Are we live?
Here there you go. That's the right one.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah, I think I kind of stand pat. I still want Nico, but I also don't have a problem pivoting to Drake there. He's a guy that I expect to continue to be on the rise. So I think it's a good trade for both sides, personally.
Oh shit! A super chat on a live trade show from D-Walk. He's saying
D-Walk's like, wait, are they live? Oh, here. If they are, let's see here. Let's really find out.
Really
okay, fair enough. Normally, we don't really do much with the comments on the other than say what's up, but super chat will get you in the door. I made a trade this week, AJ Brown, in an instant regret, like instant. What do you do after a trade you instantly regret? Make more trades, take a pause. I mean, I'll tell you what I do. The only thing you can do, nothing. I mean, you can whine, you can cry, you can bitch, you can moan, you can get emotional, you can go like Chad Ochocinco, start crying on set. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
Shoot or shoot, baby.
It doesn't matter. That trade is done. All right. Listen, you know what happens? The whole place is screaming airball. The next time I get the shot, it's going up. Like
it's going up, man.
I mean,
with confidence.
Right. But I'm not like what I'm not letting happen is a bad trade. See, don't let, bad things continue to affect good time, right? So you had a bad trade, you had some instant regret. I've been there. I've done that. Mike, waiting until I get really drunk, just take advantage of me type shit, right? But it's over. You made this trade. I'm not letting that type of a thing start to dictate what I do with my next move. And I'm not going to let it get in my head of, oh man, if I make another bad trade, it's going to make my team worse. No, you just move forward with the information you have at hand. If you have a good opportunity to make a trade, what I don't want to ever do is live in the sunk cost fallacy land too, right, Mike? Like, I don't want to go trying to make my next trade to make this trade that I fucked up on a winner now. It's like there's no such thing as a 5-point shot, right? There's no such thing as a 10-point shot. It's just go to the next play.
No. It's like when you go home from the bar with a 3. You know what I mean? You wake up the next day and you go,
or you go, you don't go home, you go to her place.
Yeah, even worse. She's got like 4
now
cats.
You wake up there, she wants to have breakfast.
Smells like ammonia. You know what I mean?
All you can do is get the hell out.
It's too late now.
It's too late.
It's done. But you best believe when I go back to that bar again, I'm still shooting my shot.
Well, I'm gonna go in there, maybe a little more, maybe just a touch less drunk. I'll be like 95% drunk instead of 100.
Just turn it down just a little bit.
Honestly, I'll tell you the other thing too, though, D-Walk. Personally, right now, one of my favorite things is actually I like being, because it's hard for me to make deals anymore, Mike. Honestly, at least as it compares to years past. So I actually kind of like when people think I make a bad deal. That makes them a little more apt to trade with me now. Like, oh, Adam's making this deal. That was a terrible deal for him. Maybe I can get one of those too. So I think the main thing is just don't let it affect your future moves. Go ahead and make trades, man. Don't take a pause. You don't need a break. You just made a bad trade. We all make bad trades. I mean, Mike and I make bad trades to this fucking day. Tomorrow I'm gonna make a bad trade. I'm sure.
Yes,
guaranteed. So
happens.
Not gonna hit every shot. Let's ride. Speaking of, let's see if Mr. Wonderful, who tried, you talk about a guy that's shoot. I mean, I saw him put a new trade in the trade show today, as these were already pulled. So, by the way, appreciate the super chat, D-Walk. Mr. Wonderful's getting Kyler in a trade for Bucky Irving, Bryce Young, and a 2nd and 25. Looks like it's going back to panty hamsters. Is that right? Panty hamsters. I love that.
Panty hamsters.
Speaking of going home with a 3. 12-team, 2 quarterback, 2 tight end PPR, 1.5 tight end premium with a 0.25 points per carry. 0.25 points per carry makes me think this Bucky piece might be a little more valuable than a standard league. Best ball start 12 America's game. What you want me to pull up I'll pull up the warp, you pull up the lab, or which one you got?
Got them both.
Got them both? Okay, let's go. Boom.
Got them both, baby. Both teams out of the playoffs. Mr. Wonderful super shitter Panty Hamster is going to be like the 104, 105.
And then, so is this second a like 204 then?
So this is Panty Hamster's second back to him. Yeah.
Okay.
205 we'll call it right now because that's where it is.
Okay.
Mid-second, Bucky Irving, Bryce Young. For one, Kyler Murray.
Yep. What say you?
What say I? Well, Bucky's nice. Could be a league winner. Very well. Could happen.
Not on a team not making the playoffs though.
Not on a team not making the playoffs. So with that in mind,
unless you can flip though, 40 chess always is out there, right?
There's a possibility. Maybe he moves them again. But I have a feeling this is kind of like the
play for next year deal. Yeah.
This is a trap a lot of people fall into in Dynasty with the running backs. Oh, he's young and he's a rookie, so his role is guaranteed for next year. Like, it's only going to get better. It's never going to take a step back. They won't bring in any
It's just definitely
competition.
not guaranteed. I mean,
Right. No, not for me. I mean, he's probably got like a early second type value on him. You got that mid second, and you got Bryce Young. Bryce Young might be back to like a first, possibly.
mm-hmm.
So it's a first and 2 seconds for Kyler Murray. You tell me in what fucking world that ever makes sense anywhere.
So, yeah, I mean, the one thing that'll be interesting to see is if Bryce retains the job, and can he kind of hold? He's not going to ever be Kyler. Can he hold serve? I think if you were to try to execute this trade, that's what you need to have happen. Period. Like, because right now, just the dynasty gap between these two it's fucking gigantic. It's gigantic. Yeah, it is humongous. The three for one though, like what has to happen, to your point, right? This trade is so risky because you need Bryce to hold and maintain the job and maintain scoring that he's had the last 2 weeks, right? You need Bucky to hold the job and keep up the upside that he's had in let's call it the second half of the year with Tampa. And then you probably need to either hold or flip this pick for, what it's worth, and its premium price is, let's call it in the April time. I mean, listen, you execute all three of those things, I mean, you could end up really liking this trade, 100%. It's just there's no player or pick in this group of three that's any guarantee to stay where it's at currently, right? Mm-mm. Like there's just too much risk for me on the 3-for-1 pieces. Where Kylie right now is probably somehow again more on like the lower end of his value. Because he hasn't really played as great as probably we'd hoped him to, or as consistent as we've hoped him to this year. But he is still one of those Konami quarterbacks. So in a start 12 deep best ball with 0.25 points per carry, I feel like this is one of those trades where if I have the chance to go get Kyler, I'll consolidate that. And then in my other trades, I will continue to use the process over player mentality where I'm, down tiering craftily. But this is one of those trades for the player of Kyler. I think I go against process for this type of a trade, which frankly, like for Bucky and Bryce 5 weeks ago, this trade's not even relatively close to considerable for the person trading away Kyler. So yeah, I'm making it.
Yep. I'm taking Kyler pretty easily here. Now, just a full transparency, Bucky is outscoring him and is outproducing him in warp.
That's what I was going to say is the warp. The warp probably lends a lot to running backs here. So
yes,
the Bucky.
The running back line is really, really good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I just don't want to carry on that kind of risk. Like I said, it could pay off, right? Bryce can continue this, and Bryce starts to ascend, and kind of like you said, he becomes 70, 80, 90% of Kyler Murray. Bucky, if he retains a job or exceeds that, this could look like a smash in a year for Panty Hamsters. But right now, that's not a bet I would really want to make at him. Like, I'm betting on fucking running backs just because they're young is a horrible fucking dynasty strategy. It just is. It fails us every goddamn time, and I don't know why. Like, we haven't figured that out yet. Just like you haven't figured out.
We've done it enough to know. We've done it enough to know with them running backs. Antonio Gibson, Cam Akers. I can keep going if you want. I'd say this. I look at this running back line, and I will say it's so good that it does narrow down some of the risk. It makes it a lot closer. I still want the Kyler side. The reason I say that, though, man, is look. Like, you got to be a top 20 running back, essentially, to be worth one warp. Like, shit, but Bucky might – they could draft a guy, and Bucky could still be top 20 next year.
The downside, though, is, I mean, look at it from, I don't know, what is that, 8 to 24, let's call it. 8
to 24?
That's, Iowa math. 16 running backs in there.
That are
you got a lot of darts you can just throw, and
sure,
you find one, right?
Right.
You just got to find one.
Well, that's the one thing is this is one of those leagues where similarly it's not quite as egregious as the 16-team league that people weren't sure who made it. Yeah, I made that shit, or not 16 teams, 16 starters. All right, South Harmon Dynasty Degenerates. Like this is one of those leagues almost where if I can keep acquiring running backs. Like, that's how you do it, is you get a bunch of those guys. Because, like, if you were to have 6 running backs in that range, now, granted, the problem is this year you got lucky that none of them got hurt. You start having those guys get hurt in Dynasty, and your value goes to shit.
Down in the shitter.
Again, I still think I'll take Kyler, but I definitely understand the temptation and why Bucky's recent play is making someone make a trade like this all the time.
Just an overarching point for me. If there is a time as a rebuilder, or as a dynasty manager, where I want to sell young, semi-productive running backs or productive running backs, it's going to be for this fucking class, because the odds of me finding equal or better is pretty fucking good. Like, it is really good. Like, you take them and you carry all the risk, and then I'll figure out who the next guy is going to be, who the next 2 or 3 that I'm going to get on my team. So Mr. Wonderful is rocking ridiculous shit tons of draft capital at this point. So what he's not going to find in this draft class is a fuck quarterback. Probably even close to Kyler Murray.
No. Well, I'll say this, though. If you're painting hamsters, I'm tripling down on this and going, hey, who's got Geno? Who? Like, I'm looking to go get a couple more quarterback turds that now all of a sudden the Kyler thing isn't bothering me as much. But this is a gross process play where I think if you have the ability to up tier to Kyler, typically that play is going to work out even in a start 12 when it's this cheap. The hard part is really distinguishing like when the players are too high or too low in the dynasty value to make that type of a tier up or tier down. All right, so here we got a very clear MLF truther. I like that. I wish I could be an MLF truther, I think, too, buddy.
You think so?
Yeah, mothers, mothers.
Maybe it's just short for maybe it's just short for MILF. That's what I was going to.
That's what I was thinking. Exactly. Yeah, I'm just
truther.
Exactly
MILF truther.
It's a MILF truther. I'm just not in on the MLF thing. Sorry.
Major league fucking.
Major league fucking tragedy is what I'm going to go with. Because he's still got that capital T in there. Lando 5 is obviously acquiring the assets that are currently dead. And MLF is trying to go win. I hope this isn't an MLF league. It's a DD listed in League 3. It could be. I don't know for sure. It's a lineup start 10. Okay, so lineup start 10, half point tight end premium. Half tight end premium in general and lineup start 10, I typically don't care about the tight end position. However, if I was going to, it'd be for a Kittle type, right? Where are you at on this trade right now with the hurt Diggs and Goddard?
Contender move. Yeah. Contender move that's fucking great. He's in first place, sending 2 dead assets. I mean, both guys are done.
I'm with this. I'm with this pivot. I mean, it's getting a tight end in general. Like I'm mild, like lukewarm on, but if it's for Diggs and Goddard who aren't doing shit for you, and you're in a position where you need to go get a W, and you're in the position actually to go win a title, I can tell you right now in this league, I'd almost guarantee. What are Diggs and Goddard getting you outside of this?
Not a lot.
They're just not. That's the problem. So, what? I'm waiting until next year with these guys? No, especially not Diggs. I mean, way too old to be worried about what he's going to do next year for me. So, and let me just say this frankly: in the lineup start 10, Goddard's been a pivot and a sell for a while. So,
yeah, for a long time,
regardless of if he's hurt or not, you know.
Yeah. This is a major dub.
That's easy. This is easy to
MILF.
Yeah, MILF.
If you're a rebuilder like Lando, do you consider doing this though, and taking the 2-for-1 shot?
I mean, if the market really just isn't there, I'm sure if you're in a rebuild, you've been trying to sell Kittle for a minute. No, like if this is really all you can get, I would do it. I feel like it's kind of gross, but I kind of imagine, you know, it's a DD listener league, right? It's a half tight end premium. I kind of imagine his market just is not very, very, very bold, right? It's not like a very robust market for this guy.
Right. Probably not a lot of people beating down the door to get George Kittle. No offense to George. I love you, George. But
what up, Shane?
It's half tight end premium.
Where do you rank Caleb Johnson amongst the 25 RBs? I got him at 2.
Number 1.
You got him at 1?
I'm just kidding. He's tier 1 though.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, well, I wouldn't have been surprised. I mean, it wouldn't have been the first time Mike's bias showed through, but he's up there. He's definitely in the mix. I don't put him at 1, but
if you wanted me to rank him right now, tier 1 is going to be Gene, Caleb Johnson, Marion Hampton.
Yep. End of list.
Tier 1.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, even though tier 2 is really fucking good. So we'll see how.
I just think tier 2 is, you know, reasonably behind. It's just, I'm not going to act like it's leaps and bounds, but those are the big 3. I'm with you.
If you got any one of those guys as number 1 running back, you're not crazy. Though the community would tell you it's GT by a fucking mile. It's not. It's not.
All right. Slemno is back. Guess who's
twice
back?
in one show?
Back again.
Look at this fucking
CMC.
guy.
Hurt. Tell a friend.
Again.
God damn it, Mike. Damn it. I was just on here showing off, telling everybody I got a running back in that league. He's fucking dead.
Nope. Wow, that sucks.
CMC Mike, I want you to look at this trade. This is a McNutted scoring, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Shit auction 5, best ball start 11. Christian Watson. You like that? That's the motherfucker didn't do shit.
He had a game. He had a game on Thursday. He did it.
Christian Watson. Isaac Gorendo, the third string San Francisco running back. And Vele, who he's old and you never heard of him until, I don't know, a few weeks ago. Bo Nix making relevant. I mean, Mike, you are talking hello Krusty land. I mean, holy shit, buddy.
Hey.
4 Christian McCaffrey and a 4th. Where you at?
This is shit best ball league, so you can tell these people pay attention. If you're competing, Christian McCaffrey is a fucking 0 for you. A 0. And sometimes you got to make these gross, disgusting fucking deals and send them away for just bodies.
The one thing is, I definitely agree. But I'll tell you the only problem I have with this trade, or like, I'm not even going to say the only problem. The issue with this trade that I've dealt with before, I know you have too. Like, this could be a trade where literally in 1 week's time, like Gorendo gets hurt or loses the job, or and now all of a sudden you have pieces that you can't even flip, and you have the same problem. So I still make this trade probably. I don't know, Slimmo, how much you kind of work the system, or like how many different types of offers you fielded, and if this is the best you get, this is the best you get. I mean, in best ball especially, it's a little bit different than in a lineup league where, I'm still in lineup trying to trade Christian McCaffrey for anything I can too, but like I might be willing to take the shot on Gorendo, but I could give a shit about Vele and Watson in most lineup leagues, right? Like, but in best ball here, this is a different conversation where you got to just take the guys you can get.
The other piece of context that's pretty important is right now CM Frank's in 3rd place. It's median scoring. He's 1 game back. So that first round bye fucking means
still in the mix.
The world, right? So
for sure,
you got to get this shit done now, and hopefully you get to take next week off. You know what I mean?
I'll just say this: you better get that bye, because Watson, Garendo, and Bailey giving you a bye.
You'll be fine.
Watson, there's no trade deadline. Oh, I might have held. Well, because I hear you, but I guess here's what I would. This is almost a hindsight 2020 grade the trade on, because does Garendo, Vele, and Watson really, is that the difference to earning you the bye? Like, if it is, cool. If it is, cool. Like, if it's not, you know what I just told you about a lot of my teams? I'm waiting another week or two. The only problem is CMC's value is not going up at all in the next week or two. It's only going down. So
it's going down. Yep.
Yikes. That's.
Oh. Hey, if he got it done before Thursday's game, Watson had over 100
yards. You better hope Watson made that lineup. That's what I'm hoping, at least. Oh.
I would imagine he probably did. You know what? I could probably pull that fucker up on my phone, to be honest. My goddamn
Watson already makes sure. If you have Watson on Thursday, he made your lineup.
And if it's like they
all
said,
those Jaden Reed truthers out there had a tough time this last Thursday, huh?
I love when they say like McNugget scoring too. So I just know that there's fucking big bonuses for like 100 yards.
Yeah.
Watson
and McNugget scoring hit a nice couple extra pieces here.
Yeah.
Well, shit auction 5, we could just pull up the team, right?
Yeah.
Or the league, I mean.
That's what I'm looking for here. CM Frank, where the fuck are you?
Yeah, I'm with you. If Watson could catch, it wouldn't be as bad. That's probably a fair assessment.
Yeah. He did it before the game, so he got 18.4 points.
That's a beautiful start. Maybe Garendo runs wild for him,
Mm-hmm. You know how many Christian McCaffrey's going to score this week?
I was doing the math. It's tough.
Carry the one.
Multiply anything by 0, and you get 0.
Good.
Zach Willard. Yeah, I think honestly, like, if you're contending, it's one of those where if you earn the bye from that, especially, cool. It sucks. I mean, it definitely sucks. I could see where you could maybe make a better trade in a week or two. The only thing is this, right? No one's taking McCaffrey that's a contender. The only thing is, like, maybe when 2 more teams are out, someone might take a McCaffrey from you there. But the reality is, you're not probably getting that much better pieces than those guys if you're trying to get multiples, right? Like, if you're not going 1-for-1, if you're trying to get a 3-for-1 there, basically like that one was, you're not getting higher pieces than that in best ball anyway. Zach Willard, Mike, here. Sam Darnold in a second, or Dak Prescott in a third. Lineup start 10. Facebook Dynasty. Holy crap. Facebook Dynasty?
Facebook Dynasty.
Yuck. What's more gross, the Facebook Dynasty or the trade?
It's like with my Aunt Bernice, who plays in this league.
I still get Facebook notifications on my phone, and I really don't know why, because it's almost always a just swipe. Like, I just get rid of it.
I turn that shit off.
Every now and again, I get something I want to check out, If you know, you know.
The only reason I still have that shit is just because I have a lot of old relatives who are on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right? This is probably their only way to contact me, to let me know somebody died.
Hey, Mike.
It's never good news. You know what I mean?
No. Well, is Facebook ever good news? It's never been good news.
If I'm competing, again, we're at that time of the season. You got to do these tough things where you're like, fuck. Dak or Darnold, no context. If we're both out of it, I'm fucking taking Dak 87 fucking times out of 87 times.
You're taking whomst?
Dak.
Okay.
You just are. But if we're in a contender season, just take my third. I'll take this second. Sam Darnold, just give me a fucking quarterback, I guess. It's tough. It's gross. No one likes to do it. No one wants to do it.
This is like a Facebook league, for sure. This trade feels very Facebooky. Like, you don't want to get on there every time you go, but I guess
I'm trying to find this. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good.
Quite a few leagues for our boy Willard.
Oh, you know what's the rough part, though?
If this trade isn't it, I don't know what the fucking rough part is. No, what?
You know what the rough part is? I mean, Zach Willard's making the playoffs, but it's as the 6th seed.
No. Give me Dak.
The 6th seed. The 6th seed.
Oh.
He's hoping for the New York Giants fucking Cinderella run.
This is like giving Danny Dimes a contract. That's what this is like.
I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes, who's kind of been whatever. Sam Darnold starting at a super flex. Jacoby Myers in a flex spot. Like,
I mean, the one saving grace is that like Sam Darnold is 1.67 at WARP in this league. Like quarterback 7. I mean, he's worth a premium penny this season. I just this is a trade where if you were to win the league, I mean, this is a great trade. Fantastic trade. You win this league, Willard, I'll tell you right now, there's not a thing anyone could tell you. And if they do, you shove a finger and some money right their way, you know?
mm-hmm. If I'm
but as soon as
GTF,
you don't win, like you lose, whether that's in the wild card round, in the semis, or in the championship. I guess if you get second, you get a payout. Fine, but like, this is one of those trades. There's no in between for me. This is very black and white. Like I know what I want.
somebody's gonna get in the YouTube. Mike, Sam Darnold's playing well ever since you shit all over him. He's still fucking terrible.
Mike, he's gonna be the starting quarterback for the Vikings next season.
Jesus fuck.
It's coming.
You think these people would have learned when I told them last year for weeks Brock Purdy was shit? Lo and behold, who was right on that one? This is the next one. All right, fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Okay, he's junk.
The other thing though is I haven't pulled up the lab yet. What about? So the question I have, if you're GT Crew Coat, you're rebuilding. I think taking the stack side. Like, is that an early
seed? 8 seed.
Okay.
So he just decided he was going to rebuild.
Is that second a chance to be early next year, or one that you could flip as an early type second?
It's 26 second. Like
right.
Yeah, he's got a middle of the road roster.
I'm just saying, is that a piece that I can flip to somebody, or hope that will accrue value to become an early second in this league?
Possibly you could.
If I can, it makes it a lot more appealing. I'd say that. I mean, versus your third in 26, if you really believe in your team. Like a late third and early second's pretty significant, but it's just the Darnold thing is just so limp.
If you ask me to tell the difference between Zach Willard's team
and this guy's team, not much.
GTF's team in 2026, it's the same picture.
Yeah, that for sure, for sure. Well, right now it is.
Couple mids.
We got a lot of 40 chess to play, though. You know, got a lot of time for some 40 chess. I will take
the DAC side.
Yeah, I'll take the DAC side in a vacuum. I will say, though, Mike, can I tell you, this is probably still a low, as much as I hate to admit this, probably still a low risk investment, frankly. Like Dak at this point is becoming a cheap dynasty quarterback that can give you some upside, but like this year he really fucking disappointed people. Like
he did.
It's not crazy Dak. Like Dak is no longer the quarterback he once was as far as production moving forward. He could end up being fine, but like I also see a world where Dak ends up not really ever returning to the old value that he once was. So it's probably still low risk investment. This feels bad. It feels really bad.
It does. Yeah, I wouldn't be doing it I'd be doing this if I was the 1 or 2 seed. I needed a fucking quarterback. I'm not doing it as 6 seed just on a wing and a prayer.
Yeah, I mean, again, you win, you're in. You lose,
you win and you're in.
I hate this trade. Oh, buddy, holy hell! Let's talk about Gutter Butters first being in this mix, huh? Gutter Butter is a fucking name that I am fond of. Gutter Butter. Gutter Butter, Devontae Smith, and Will Shipley. You know, we talk about there's things in this deal that just don't belong. Like, honestly, Will Shipley or a third? Not even.
Will Shipley or a 5th?
The 6th. I want the 6th. I want the 6th, okay?
Will Shipley or $1 fab?
I want to see Will Shipley off on a ship. I want to send him away. Mike, remember when there was talk about like with Sirianni, maybe Shipley will get some like, third down. You get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans, Terry McLaurin in this third, or Shipley, Smitty, and the gutter butter first. Dynasty Warriors lineup start 10. I mean, first thing for me off the rip, I got to know about gutter butter. Like gutter butter determines a lot of this whole trade for me.
Mm. Gutter butter's number 2 seed right now.
So it's a late.
Yep.
Late first for McLaurin on a contender. I want McLaurin. Evans for Smitty. I still want Smitty. Does the third make up for it?
No. No.
Would you pivot? Would you make this pivot on a contender?
We're in context season, and I will say as a contender, especially up until yesterday? Was it yesterday that they finally said like Smitty's good to go with this hamstring?
Yeah, Smitty's playing now. Yep, yesterday.
I don't know when this deal was done because his status was still like way the fuck up in the air. So,
mind you, it's still a hammy. I mean, like,
yeah.
I mean, listen, the really bad hamstrings, they can linger, and they also like he may not come back completely to form, or he may end up having a CMC deal where you re-injure that, or you have an overcompensation injury. Now, to your point, if you made this trade Tuesday, Monday, right, you're not even sure Smitty's going to play this week, and you've been watching him sit week in, week out. So I would say, to be honest with you, Mike, this is one of those trades where because of what I'm losing, I'd probably okay taking the Evans and the McLaurin side. Feeling a lot better about the rest of the season for Evans and McLaurin than I do about Smitty anyway. This is a gross trade that I would make. In a lineup start 10 too, like don't get me wrong, Smitty has a lot of value and he can be one of those players that flips and moves for a lot. But I think we're outside of the days for him with his age and the way that he's played at this point of him getting into that, what I want to call it, God tier, or the like young, you shouldn't be up here tier, the Brian Thomases of the world, right? Like those type of values are gone for him. So I think he's kind of solidifying himself in that 15 to 25 range, and he's just going to kind of fluctuate in there. That's kind of like what Ayuk has done for a little while now. Like that's what Smitty is. I can get behind this. Like I can get behind this if this is going to give me a really good shot to go win a title. Evans right now is in a position to smash. Old as fuck as he is. And Terry McLaurin, like early in the season, if you said you're going to lose a first and Smitty for Evans and McLaurin, you're like, the fuck I am. There's no way in hell. But here we are. I'm fine with this trade.
Yep. I say I'm like 85% fine with it if I'm a contender. Like it's tough to kind of like swallow to send a first and Smitty.
Yeah.
2 receivers on the older side.
At least it's gutter butters though,
But if I'm a contender, I'm probably there, and I will say I'm a 10,000% with it.
There's no downside to Kane Earhart's acquisition,
other than Will Shipley.
I'm fine here. I'll take the fucking ship. I'll set him free. The first thing I'm doing is cutting his ass just to make the point,
just to make the statement.
Yeah, because he had to move from a taxi off of it. He moved off the taxi from someone, right? I don't have room for him to get the fuck out of here,
Yeah. Like it's a little bit tougher to. I'm probably still doing it as a contender. There's a billion times out of a billion I'm fucking doing it as a rebuilder. Give me Smitty in the first.
Yep. I honestly, I'll tell you what, man. Mike, today, not that bad. That was the last trade that pleasantly surprised for the most part with these trades. Like
nobody vomited.
I normally see this time of year playoff trades. Oh, buddy. We start seeing those, you're like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you're selling your soul for nothing. There's no way this package even wins you the league.
We tried.
But they were I thought they were good trades overall, honestly, today.
Yeah, they're actually pretty good. Now, I just wish some of these would come in my inbox. You know what I mean?
Oh, come on.
The junk that's being sent to me by you, Max.
Christmas is multiple weeks away, buddy. You want gifts like that to
Max.
you? Max. Oh, Max Fire?
No. Max PZ.
Max Max Fire is one of my favorites. I have a few now, Mike, that I like. Bosco, shout out Bosco if you're ever watching from Fade the Fetal. Like, I have some people that when I get the notification, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna really kind of like seeing this offer. This is gonna be satisfactory.
This makes me happy, right? And I'll put him on blast. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, guy. Stop sending me junk. But in a best ball
Fizz
league,
isn't wrong. There wasn't anything super spicy. It was all mild.
In a best ball league, I'm rebuilding, of course. Max is competing.
Cody,
he wants to send me CeeDee Lamb. Nice start, right?
Sure.
Emmanuel Wilson.
Nice.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
All right. Another nice little midi. Oh, fifth. All right.
In a fifth. And I would send him Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jalen Waddle, Isaac Orendo, and my second. In a best ball league. What the fuck?
How much do you like CD? How much do you like CD?
Dude, no.
Listen,
What are you doing?
Dude, if Dak's there and CD's playing like he was last year, fuck yeah. But you know what? There's like no the problem with CD this year at least, there's no path with Cooper Rush in there where he's going 40 burger on people. Like, you know what I mean? He's gonna be solid, he's gonna be good. But nah, Jalen Waddle has more upside weekly than CD right now. And that's crazy to say.
That's crazy to say. No, so I just flat out declined it. Like, I'm not even going to waste my time countering with this shit. Just decline.
Mm-hmm.
Done. 5 minutes later, I get the exact same offer. The only thing changed is I get a fourth now, and I send a third instead of a second.
Ooh.
Like that was... Ooh.
Hey, you know there's wiggle room now, you know? So here's what I do, Mike. When that happens, I love instant declining, and then they send you one again, like they're telling you I need to make this deal. The next offer I make, we break all the barriers. Like, bam, picks come out, Waddle comes out. We nut check the hell out of them. Like, hey, this is where we're at.
I said you JSN and Garendo.
Yeah, JSN and Garendo. You give me CD in a second or some shit like that, right? You just
give me CD in a second, fucker.
Just kind of really hit him where it hurts. You kind of let him know this is the price.
Oh man, no, just kick him right in the dick. Fuck out of here. Hey, look, there's another Caleb Johnson question.
Upside, you don't have to go that far, but upside. Since Cooper Rush has been there, Jalen Waddle in a single game has destroyed anything CD's done. So again, upside.
Big facts, but T-Rock doesn't watch games.
Oh, that's fair. Sorry. My apologies.
Love you, T-Rock.
Gronk wants you to answer the question again.
He really does. He really does. RB2, Tier 1, or RB3. Either way, he's Tier 1.
I got him as 2. I think the kid's really good. I definitely have GT at 1, but like if they both got first round draft capital or very good draft capital, let's call it, the gap between the two is not going to be far. So
no, the gap between GT Hampton and Caleb Johnson is fucking razor thin.
So I think you're confused with upside and downside. No one said the downside of Waddle is very
he does
great, but again, upside is just the upside. Okay, it's just up here. All right.
This feels like a perfect time to do a startup live auction with T-Rock because he's obviously on the sauce.
You know what the problem is? I need more sauce. I'm with Fizz. I need some different than mild too.
I'll send you Kyle Pitts, by the way, Fizz. You just wait.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to actually talk to you, Mike and Fizz. Guys, I mean, Kyle Pitts is playing between 33 and 67% of snaps the last several weeks. Gentlemen, we thought Arthur was the problem.
No.
Is it just number 8?
It's just his trash ass. By the way, I'm not trading.
By the way, I'm not fucking leaving. I'm not fucking leaving.
There we go. Slumno is right. I did make a trade. I just didn't put it on the fucking show. I got some fab.
How do we not start with this trade off? Damn it.
Process play. Let's go. What's the warp on fab?
Oh, unlimited. Unlimited. Listen,
Unlimited.
T-Rock, you know, for the record, I'm not a Waddle guy, okay? Like, I'm not out here trying to tell you Waddle's more than CD or better than CD. I'm saying the upside weekly with that offense, come on now. And by the way, he says he is on the sauce. I was just asking for Mr. Wonderful to do an auction startup. Listen, I just may have had an opening. Just may have had an opening for a auction startup, you know?
We did get one from Rob. Penn State or Oregon, who you got? I don't know, man. I didn't think it was going to be this close, but Penn State's hanging around.
I kind of
It's a high-scoring game.
How do you feel about Oregon overall? Are you a believer or not really?
It does kind of irk me as a Big Ten purist that they're the number one team in the nation and in the championship. So I'm, as much as I don't like Penn State or James Franklin, I think he's like the kind of a fraud. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Franklin.
I think they're kind of a fraud, Franklin too. Yep.
James Franklin's like the Ryan Day of winning big games.
Listen, I've been trying to tell you guys about Ryan Day for how long? I mean,
You have.
Michigan again. It's
They come into the Big Ten year one and win the Big Ten championship, finish as the number one team, go to the college football playoffs and make some noise. Oregon could be for real, and it pisses me off too because Dylan Gabriel's a good college quarterback. Actually has no fucking potential at the NFL. Sorry, not sorry about that.
How about Bo Nix?
I mean, Bo Nix is like 6 times the quarterback. Fucking.
I know. The reason I say that is because I know factually. We rewind this clock 365.
Yeah, it's true.
Mike gives you the Bo Nix has no fucking upside at the NFL level. Period. I'm sorry, not sorry. Like that verbatim. You know that's what he would spit. Meanwhile, come May, Bo Nix a first round pick. I'm sorry, Adam. He's a first round pick. I've seen this story play out.
Fuck you, buddy.
I love you.
Fuck you for keeping me honest. No, like Oregon's doing their thing, man. It was good to see though, like USC falter and just shit the bed.
Yes, please.
Fuck them.
Fuck
them and fuck their entire
Trojans.
fan base. The biggest fair weather fucking fan base I've ever seen. Yeah. From the bottom of my heart.
Listen, that's a holiday. That's holiday spirit right there. You know.
You know how you can tell someone's a USC fan?
Damn, Tim, this hurts. This double hurts.
You know how you can tell when someone's a USC fan?
How?
When they're top 5, because they'll let you know all about it.
Oh, that's fair.
How great they are. You know when you can't tell that someone's a USC fan? When they're anything else.
Well, that's true, because I remember there was, Mike, you know how many USC fans it felt like there was, like back when Reggie Bush was playing, like in the heyday?
Right.
Oh,
fucking
God.
Snoop Dogg was a USC
there was more UFC fans. There was more USC fans than Ohio State fans back then, buddy. Now all of a sudden it's like, what is a USC fan? I mean, do they even...
They had... I mean, they were ranked at the time. I want to say they were in the top 25 at some point, maybe 6 games into the season, Adam. They had a home game versus a good team. Like, I don't remember who it was. It might have been Oregon.
What's up, Nick?
Correct me. Could have been Penn State. And they did that little, like, they did, like, the wide view of the stadium. And there's, like, 7 people in this motherfucker.
Really?
Yeah. You fair weather fucks. You're terrible. They're about as bad as Miami fans. You know what I mean?
That is terrible, too. I mean, just... It's Southern California, Mike. What do you expect? I mean, come on, you know?
I mean, you're a Browns guy, right, from the NFL standpoint. But Browns Stadium is fucking full even when you guys are fucking 2-10.
Listen, all you needed to see was that snow globe. The Browns had 2 wins for the season. They are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. People literally got to get up and go to work the next day in the fucking snow. You know what they're out there doing? Shirtless. I don't know if you remember that game, Mike. They're banging on the side of the...
Yeah.
You get the metallic, like, noise the whole time. They're going crazy. Listen, they don't make them like us anymore. You know, that cloth is just kind of not how people...
It's different.
It's different.
But USC fans are the fucking absolute worst. Just
they are.
The worst.
What do you have? Final take here before we dip. Who do you like in the college football playoff?
Man, it's such a wide open field, man. I didn't think Georgia was going to get it done with a backup quarterback today.
For sure.
For whatever part of me, I don't want to believe Oregon's fucking for real. This is going to be entertaining as fuck here. This is, man.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go. Do you give much? Go ahead. If you got one, go.
I'm gonna go with Alabama to get hot and win.
Okay. I could see it for sure. Let me ask you, what's your level of faith or lack thereof in the Canes?
Quite a bit. I mean, they've had a couple games this year they should have fucking lost. Like, I love Cam Ward. I like their weapons on offense. It's a fun, exciting team to watch, even though even their fans don't seem to like show up to the stadium and fucking watch it again. Yeah. Fair weather fucked.
It's Florida and Cali, Mike. There's things to do, you know.
I think they're kind of like one of those teams that, you know, we're going to find out, like, in the first round, they get beat pretty handily by, like, a Tennessee or something. And we'll be like, oh, shit.
No, Miami, to me, is one of the bigger wild cards, though. Like, I also could see them getting hot. I think they're
tough.
I don't think they're going to win multiple games is the problem. Like, I could see them getting hot for a game or two. I just don't think they're going to get hot for, what are they going to win, 3 or 4?
Yeah, well, they're not getting a first-round bye, so they'd have to win
5. 5?
4, 5.
No, not happening.
Yeah.
I do like watching them play. They're fun.
Semis, national championship 5. They'd have to win 5. Shout out to NCAA football for letting me know that too. If you, because there's a coach skill in there. Win 5 college football playoff games, but if you win your conference and you get the first round bye, you can only win 4 in your first year, so you can't unlock the coach skill that win 5. So if they're a first round team, they have to win 5.
Tim,
to do it all.
Listen, man, we don't do it for clout. Okay, I can tell you that there's no clout to be had. We do it because we have no choice, I guess. I think
George is going to be a tough one if Carson Beck can't go. I don't think Carson Beck's a world beater, but not Gunnar Stockton.
I'll tell you who's not doing it. Hook 'em. Sorry, Cody. Not happening.
I think they're kind of fraudulent, man.
So do I.
Like, this Quinn Ewers thing just ain't happening.
Right. I'll tell you who's not going to do it either is Ohio State. They're not winning that many games in a row.
I hate to be this guy because I said it's Quinn Ewers' job until it's not his job. You know what I mean? Like, he's earned that right with his big win over Michigan and that kind of stuff earlier in the year.
T-Rock is definitely on the sauce.
The way it's gone the last 3-4 weeks with Quinn Ewers, how the fuck is he still starting and Arch Manning isn't playing every fucking game?
Listen, I
don't get it.
I have no insight as to how or why. Here are my. They're not. It's not happening. Texas, Ohio State, Boise State, Notre Dame, probably SMU.
Yeah, well, SMU with this ass whooping that they're taking right now might not even.
Do you think they miss now?
I think they might miss, and I think they might put a fucking Clemson in. Here's the thing that I would absolutely hate.
No, dude, they should have lost that game to Pitt I was at versus a backup quarterback.
That's what I'll absolutely hate. South Carolina and Arizona State deserve to fucking be in. Now, I don't know who you knock out, but SMU is going to be one of them.
I think so. I would make a case for South Carolina.
I definitely would make a fucking case for South Carolina, but I am fearful that the goddamn committee will put fucking Clemson in over South Carolina, who South Carolina just fucking beat last week, which would be like fucking infuriating. And the way Arizona State went out and just absolutely fucking smacked Iowa State in the mouth was a thing of beauty, man. Cam Scattaboo is my motherfucking hero. I love that guy so much. It was my first time getting to watch him because
I was going to say too.
No one gives a shit.
The worst thing that could have happened for you was if somehow Iowa State won that game because they would have been in. They would have been in for sure.
Instead, I got to see Matt Campbell standing on the sidelines with his dumb Eli face look, not having a fucking clue what to do. Just awesome.
What's your take on
coach of Ohio State, by the way, right there, Matt Campbell. Enjoy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with the format too, there's room for chaos. So I'm excited for it.
Oh, it's gonna be fun, man. I'm really glad we got 12 teams.
Yeah.
Now we're bitching about the conference champions getting 4 buys and this kind of thing. And there's still some stuff to iron out, but thank God it's not just 4 teams, especially with how wide open this is. Could you imagine if it was only 4 teams and you had to only pick 4 of these teams?
Yes.
What's the difference between fucking Oregon and Georgia at this point?
The only good thing that can come from that, Mike, is that Ohio State has to miss so that we already have to have Ryan Day fired. Like, we don't have to go through this process of maybe he could save his job by winning it all. The fuck out of here. Just go. Okay? Be gone. The only good that could have come from that. Because picking 4 that right now, impossible. Like, literally impossible to pick the correct 4. There's too many.
Oregon,
if you were doing 4, who would you pick right now? Picking 4.
Oregon, Georgia.
Let's say Penn State was to come back and beat Oregon. You still put them in, right?
Yeah. So it'd be Penn State, Oregon then in that situation. You'd have to.
What? Fucking Georgia, Texas?
Georgia, Alabama for me.
You know how many people would be upset right now? Oh my god, you can't do right in that scenario.
No, there's no win there.
I also like because I wouldn't mind seeing what happens when Notre Dame gets to play in the big games. You know, they normally take it right in the mouth.
T-Rock, I swear to God, if LaMelo hooks up with Hooters, makes a Puma shoe, I will pay. Are you kidding,
whatever. Dude? That owl on there, buddy. Are you kidding me, dude? Come on,
Orange Hooters Pumas. It's fucking speaking into existence, my friend.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't foresee it, but I'm on board. Like, can we make it happen? Yeah. All right. Well, that's our college football at the end of the trade show thoughts.
Dynasty Trade Show and college football playoff.
Listen,
love it.
We're here. We love you. Let us know what you thought of the trades today. Other than, I think Fizz was onto something. Like, there wasn't any high risk, high reward trades. They were kind of all pretty, reasonable, mild trades. But
you best believe the trade show next week with the playoffs starting, there's our wild shit.
Oh, for sure. No question.
There's our wild ones.
All right.
I'm sure we'll be on. Finally.
Oh, we will. And make sure you're tapping in tomorrow. We got a full slate starting with Matty Kiwoom in the morning. We got recap, and we'll see you back here, same time, same place next week for the Dynasty Trade Show, because it keeps going on with the deadline off. We love you. We're out of this thing. Peace.